This man is a crook. His name is Kenneth Lerer, Lerer. He's corrupt and racist. He's also an owner. Yes, he owns a part of the New York Mets. He's a billionaire. And this man owes me at least $10 million. Stay tuned because I am going to prove it. This guy orchestrated the largest cover up in the United States since Watergate. So this guy, he has to pay me, he has to apologize, and he has to be kicked out of Major League Baseball. I wrote Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, about the New York Met owner, Ken Lerer. MLB is harboring a white supremacist who orchestrated a racist cover up. Kenneth Lerer of the New York Mets. Rob Manfred, if you don't act, that means Major League Baseball is racist. You have to have a backbone. You have to tell the other owners about Ken Lerer. There is precedent for this, you know. This is Adam Silver, the great commissioner of the NBA. Billionaires are arrogant. They think they're better than everyone else. They don't think they have to apologize. Mr. Sterling, you didn't get away with it.
Effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA.
Hey, older folks, remember when AOL was on the top of the world? They were the top company in the United States. They were so big that they bought the monolithic and historic Time Warner Incorporated. I mean, a new company buying an old company like Time Warner, Warner Brothers Pictures and Time Magazine, come on. But their dishonesty is what brought them down. So here's what happened. In 2002, in the summer, I noticed that America Online was the only internet service provider that made all blacks synonymous with the N-word. Individuals, organizations, and geographic locations appeared when the N-word was searched. They were the only ISP that this crazy thing happened on. So basically, America Online, they made all black people synonymous with the word nigger. And I wrote America Online because I'm a professional. I'm a media professional, and that's what I do. So I wrote them a public relations letter to help them. And this is what happened. I wrote the board of America Online, AOL, Time Warner, July 5th, 2002. You see it was Robert Pittman up above, and then also Gerald Levin, Steve Case, Ted Turner, Richard Parsons. I told them to act quickly and quietly to solve the problem, and the only way to avert a potential disaster is to recognize it and nip it in the bud. My purpose as a consultant forecaster is to advise corporations for a fee. So, of course, this is a business letter. I'm not giving away information here. Okay, this is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. And we are Americans. We're capitalists. We do business. And that's what I was attempting to do until I got cheated. So the timeline tells the true story. Okay, on July 5th, I alerted AOL Time Warner and the executive board. Okay, and I told you about this. 6 days later, AOL project manager Pete Sherman contacts me. This conversation is recorded. 5 days after that, AOL promptly fires their content networking partner. So basically, they used the information in my PR letter and utilized it to their advantage without paying me. That actually is a crime. That's called unjust enrichment. Okay. Now, on July 27th, and this is important, AOL changes the racially insensitive content error quickly and quietly. Okay, so I want to show you something. This is the letter I sent to AOL Time Warner, and they sent it back to me, stamped, received August 1st, 2002. Take a look at this. They added this date on there, July 29th, 2002. That's fake. That's false. Why would they put this date on there? I'll show you again. I showed you. I'm going to show you again. They made the change on July 27th, 2002. They followed my instructions. So if they send me back a letter with a date of July 29th, 2002, they could say, well, your letter had nothing to do with why we made changes. Your letter was dated 2 days after we made changes. See, they're dirty. Have you ever heard the term cheaters never prosper? Well, take a look at this. This is Curtis Liu. He used to work for America Online. I have a letter from Curtis. Take a look. This letter from Curtis Liu is dated August 23rd, 2002. Curtis Liu, Senior Vice President and Deputy General Counsel. Okay, take a look at this. I want you all to see this. Dear Mr. Pearson, I want to thank you for your letter of July 5th, 2002, raising concerns about inappropriate language that may be used on America Online. Very truly yours, Curtis P. Liu, Senior Vice President and Deputy General Counsel. I keep proving over and over again that these guys are crooks. I deserve my money. I also dealt with Laura A. Heyman, another attorney at AOL. She graduated from Yale, and I guess she thinks no one else is smart except Ivy Leaguers, because she wrote to me, after reviewing the past correspondence, it occurs to me that you may not be fully aware of how a search engine operates. If I didn't know how search engines operated, how could I investigate the world's largest internet service provider, AOL, back in the early 2000s? And how could I figure out the system they used? It was Inktomi Personal Edge. This is the system that caused the content error. See, AOL's greed for speed instead of relevance is what caused the error, because they used to say in advertising, quicker, better, faster, or quicker, faster, better is what they said, thinking that the fastest results were the best results. No, that's not true. Relevance is what matters. So in all actuality, my research actually regulated the internet. On October 9th, AOL started using Edge Suite from their new content networking partner. Now, this is all in 2002. Everyone got paid except me. Now, that's just not fair. It's just not fair. And now let's go to October 11th, 2002, because major corporations, they can't cheat poor individuals and disenfranchise people unless you have participation from unethical blacks. You just can't. And there were some unethical blacks involved. Kwame Kilpatrick, the ex-mayor of Detroit, I reached out to him. I thought he was honest. He was not. He took a bribe. And, he got caught for everything he did. He was a fraudster, a racketeer, and he was supposed to be in jail until the 2040s, but Donald Trump pardoned him. Hopefully, Kilpatrick has learned his lesson. Hopefully, Kilpatrick has matured. I really want you to join our side. There's more. The NAACP, they stood down. This is Anson Osaka. There's no way that AOL Time Warner could conduct a cover up and make it last for 20 years without participation from the NAACP. They are derelict of duty. And everyone who has an NAACP Image Award should throw it away. In fact, that award show should be boycotted. Here's a letter written to me from Mr. Osaka of the NAACP. I'm not going to read it all because it just doesn't make any sense. Consistent with our financial condition and the obligations of our staff regarding ongoing activities and other commitments, letters of concern are reviewed and answered to the extent possible. What? That just makes no sense. In other words, he's saying, we're not going to help, and we don't care. That's from Anson C. Osaka, the picture that I just showed you. Look, these guys will ostracize and attack individuals such as Michael Richards, Don Imus, Paula Dean. But when it comes to the big fish, they do nothing. I mean, don't forget that Donald Sterling, the NBA owner, billionaire, they were going to give this guy an award. So the NAACP can be bought. We all know it. The NAACP is a joke.
No. I got this. Trust me. Trust. So, as a African American,
Josh.
Yes.
You do not have to say African American. Just say black.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, in that case, you know what word I miss? Colored.
What's happening?
Oh my God.
What's up?
No.
What's up?
No, I just.
Okay, Mr. Stevens, that word is offensive and reminiscent of a not-so-great time in American history. So let's all just take it down a notch. Maybe reholster our firearms. Charles?
In that case, maybe someone should tell that to the NAACP.
You got a point?
Yeah.
That
You know that. We've been sending mixed messages for a long time.
So yes, that's funny, but it's very serious, and this issue should be taken up by ABC News. I'm saving the best for last. I have to show you guys something that you've never seen. I guarantee it. This is a Black Op cover story, okay? And do you know what a Black Op cover story is? That's something that's fake and false. It doesn't exist. Now, it looks like this is a press release from America Online. That's what it looks like, okay? It's not. Everything in this press release is fake and false. The date, October 11th, 2002, is very, very important. Everything in this press release is meant to disenfranchise me. Now, they can disenfranchise. In fact, they have disenfranchised, but I am proving with this video they cannot discredit. Let's read the headline. Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, CEO of Detroit Public Schools, Dr. Kenneth Stephen Burnley, who's now deceased, and America Online announce partnership to use AOL at school citywide. Mayor Kilpatrick unveils program at the Detroit Technology Summit. Okay, now remember that important date, October 11th. Let's go to the second paragraph, and this will prove that this is totally and completely false. Mayor Kilpatrick made the announcement today at the Detroit Technology Summit's ribbon-cutting ceremony. He was joined by Dr. Burnley and Mark Nixon, AOL's executive director, AOL at School. Schools in the city will incorporate AOL at School's new city-focused feature, which will provide Detroit's teachers and students with locally oriented information selected by the CEO's office and district education officials. Where? Where is the Detroit Technology Summit's ribbon cutting ceremony? Where? It's not there. Do you know why it's not there? Because it doesn't exist. Let me prove this to you. Now, the Detroit Public Schools, they're big. So, of course, they have internal press releases. Of course, this major event is in the Detroit Public Schools internal press releases, right? Let's take a look. 2002. September 29th, and the next entry is October 14th. Where's October 11th? It's not there because the event never happened. Let's take a look at the City of Detroit press releases from that year, 2002. September 25th, and the next entry is October 17th. What about October 11th? Why isn't October 11th there? It's not there because the Detroit Technology Summit never ever occurred. Back in those days, the dirt poor Detroit public schools, they couldn't even afford books for students. All of a sudden, there was a new fleet of 2003 Dodge Chargers for the security staff. Where'd that money come from? It came from AOL. That was bribe money. That was my money. So, folks, I've proven a cover-up. What else can I do? Help. I'll go even further. Billy Kinney. This is the guy who actually did the cover-up for Ken Lerer. I'll prove it. This is Billy Kinney. This is Kinney's LinkedIn page. Look at who he worked for 20 years ago. Senior Vice President Robinson, Lerer, and Montgomery. Managed the firm's flagship account, America Online, including crisis communications strategies. I was the crisis. Also, developed and implemented media communications and strategies for AOL Travel, AOL Sports, AOL Music, AOL Latino, and guess what's not in there? AOL at School. Lerer's a crook. Contact Major League Baseball. Here's my contact information, and you can send me an email at tms@servicestarnetwork.com.
The crime, it's the cover-up.
This investigation was brought to you by